Welcome back. The man coming up on your screens right now is one of this region's biggest success stories. He came from Mumbai 20-odd years ago with an idea of setting up the Gulf's largest petrochemical company.
I was in my worst financial state at that time because all the money I made, I lost it and had nothing, and Rohan was born, and I was completely at a loss as to how to live my life in the future. In came my friend at that point from Dubai, and he said, yes, you have this will and grit, that's not going to bring you money. I think that you really need to leave India because you don't seem to be doing well. You're very educated, but you don't seem to be doing well. I said, I agree with you. I am not doing well. And he said, well, come to Dubai. He said, I have an apartment. You can stay with me till the time that you feel that you can find something. And his name is Kishore Bhatia. And I came to his house 15th of March 1990. For some reason, I said, I'll go to Dubai and make my fortune. How do I do that? We had no money. So the easiest thing we did was I sold my wife's jewelry.
Oh.
And the precious bit that she had.
Determination is his second name. The man who chose to opt away from opportunities in India and rough it out in the rather difficult terrain of Abu Dhabi almost 40 years back. Dr. Shetty's relentless pursuit has today metamorphed into a giant healthcare conglomerate. His keen business acumen has flourished into one of the most prominent money transfer and exchange houses of the world in a span of 25 years. Till date, an extremely simple and down-to-earth man, he takes great pride in his family values and his culture.
There was no salesman went out at all because no infrastructure. So I went and I was the first outdoor salesman, and I became a supervisor. I became a sales manager of the company. Then I became the general manager of the company. Then for 2 years I worked. Then I started my own, a pharmacy, wholesale department, and a clinic. A medical center I started. My wife was the first doctor with us. I got the first X-ray in the private sector, and I got the first CT scan in the country. From one flat to we have now almost 11 buildings in Abu Dhabi alone. And then clinic to medical center to hospital, hospital to specialty hospital.
If some of you are already thinking, well, where are the women? This one's for you. She was the first Indian woman to land a top job in one of the Gulf's biggest advertising agencies at that time. A woman who had a learning disorder as a child and went on to start many businesses of her own.
I went to FP7. I fixed up an interview with Donald Killelly. I called him myself and I said, I need to see you now. And I think he was a little taken aback by the way I made the call. And he didn't even bother to look at my resume, which upset me a little bit because, I'd done masters, I was a gold medalist, and, I started my PhD and stuff like that. He just set it aside and he said, he asked me a few questions, and one of it was, how do you take to swearings? I said, I'm pretty cool about it. And he said, how do you take to shouting? So I said, well, if it's fair, I'll sulk for a little while. And I said, if it's unfair, I'll shout back, I said. And I said, I don't care who, including you. He pushed his chair back and he said, you're on.
Wow. You want to meet the people behind some of the best-known brands in the Gulf? Shoe Mart, Lifestyle, Splash, Oasis Center, Centerpoint? Well, let me bring you Mickey and Renuka Jagtiani.
My family went through some misfortune and we lost a lot of our money, so we had no income, so to speak. I was in London, and with very little money, I remember I used to spend time walking from one bus stop to the other bus stop because I didn't have the money to cover it. I used to study in the bathroom because the bathroom was 3 times the size of my bedroom. So you can imagine it was, but a very quiet, mundane life. And in summer I used to get a job. I worked in a hotel, cleaning hotel rooms, and I used to work there. And within 6 months I became their general manager. Then I really grew when I came to Dubai in '92 after the Gulf War. Within a year and a half, we had opened, I think, about 200 stores.
I really believe that challenges and opportunities, when you're very open to them, are there and they come your way.
In your case, have you made any sacrifices in the past to get where you are today?
Sacrifice is a word I don't believe in.
Amazing stories, aren't they? Just wait till you see them in all their glory, each packed into an entertaining episode. Time for a short break. But coming up after the break,
over 90 years ago, to be exact, it was the year 1919, when my grandfather came over from India.
In the school days, I thought it was a foreign country. But when I landed in Sharjah via Karachi, it was just like desert.
That time, I was the only breadwinner for the house.
We started from ground zero. We built new showrooms, we built new facilities, and we are now reaping the rewards of our success.
That's self-fulfillment, and that's what success to me would be.